Today we're going to be talking about the Apple ecosystem and a budget-friendly way to enter into this ecosystem. Now, obviously, because it is Apple, there is not really a fully budget entry into the ecosystem. However, I've got 4 items on here. They're pretty much your basis and your ground elements to get into the ecosystem before even starting. Some of these are a little bit older than others, but overall these kind of like my main suggestions, and then any of them that I think, you know what, if you wanted to, you could go up a little bit more and you'll get a little bit better value, then I will mention that as well. Now, I think the best place to start with any Apple ecosystem of any sort is obviously the iPhone. It is their main key pillar of anything Apple, and I'm going to be talking about the iPhone 11. Now, this is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. You could either get the iPhone 11 or 11 Pro or 11 Pro Max, dependent on it. However, you can actually get good refurbished deals for these things. I've seen them on Amazon, for example, for £350. I've also seen the 11 for about 290 something. So you can get them at actual good deals overall, and honestly, it's not a bad phone. This is my old one, but I used this for 2 years and it served me very well. The only reason why I ended up actually swapping is, one, I wanted an upgrade, but secondly, I got a little scratch on the ultra wide camera there, and I ended up basically saying, you know what, I need to get a new phone. So I did eventually, and I upgraded to the 13 at that point, but I now use the 14 Pro Max as I want to, talk about the new phones anyway. But yeah, you can get really good deals for this one, and honestly, if you can stretch the budget and you're willing to cut back on other things, then I'd probably recommend the 13 or the 13 Pro, as that is probably the best all-round iPhone you can get right now, without basically going into that massive territory of what you'd be going into for a 14. Now that we've got the phone out of the way, we're better off now moving on to what I would say is probably the center point in a lot of people's ecosystems, which is going to be their main device, and that might be a laptop or a tablet, and I've got one of each for this category in particular. Now, in terms of a tablet, if you wanted to go the more budget option out of the two, I would recommend the iPad Air, as you're getting really good quality for good value. It's a bit irritating that Apple hiked up that price a little bit. Sneakily, they did it in the night, and they upped the price by £100, which is a bit absurd. It used to cost $569, it now costs $669. Absolutely absurd that they just hiked up the price by £100 out of nowhere. They'll probably claim it's for different reasons, but you're still getting a really good tablet for this money. Even if you tried to find an older iPad Pro with the exact same chipset, everything, and they're borderline identical outside of the displays, honestly, you're still going to end up spending about £200 more. So overall, I'd still recommend the Air if you're wanting to get into that budget entry. However, if you want to get an actual laptop, then honestly, my best recommendation here is going to be Apple's 13-inch M1 chip MacBook. Now, the one that I've chosen in particular is a 256 gig one, but obviously if you are wanting that extra bit of storage, it's going to cost you a bit more. However, you can get the 256 gig option for £1,100, and that is actually a great steal. Now, what you end up gaining with this laptop is, one, the touch bar if you wish to use it, and I know a lot of people actually did quite like the old touch bar. I actually didn't mind it overall. Obviously, there was issues with it. However, I think it added a sleek new design to it, but all in all, they got rid of it, and they did it for a reason. My M1 Pro chip behind me, the 14-inch, is absolutely absurdly good. And honestly, if you could, I would definitely say go for that, but only if you have the justifications, if you're actually going to be using the intensiveness of this chip. But with this laptop, you end up getting the M1 chip, which is already a good chip to start off with for any setup in regards to anything. You end up gaining the fans as well, so you're not going to be like the MacBook Air, where you could buy a MacBook Air for a bit cheaper than this price. However, you're not getting that fan capability. You end up getting a little bit bottlenecked by the device. I was going back and forth of what watch I wanted to go for this setup, and all in all, I think I've chosen to go with the one that I own, which is the Series 5 Apple Watch. Now, I use this device every now and again. I'm starting to try and use it a little bit more and get more into using it as an actual productivity tool over just using it as a fitness tracker. And I do want to use it more for fitness in general, as I don't always wear it when I'm doing everything. It's basically a glorified running tracker more than it is anything else. But if you're wanting to get into the ecosystem and you want a good watch, then I would 100% recommend the Series 5. Now, you can get this watch on Amazon for £199, which is actually a really good deal all round when you consider that this watch is effectively a Apple Watch SE, but better. It is actually a really good deal, especially now. I think this is something that gets hidden behind like everyone not talking about it too often, which is that literally the Apple Watches hardly get upgrades every single year. It's very minuscule upgrades every single year. And if you actually look at the SE, the current one, the Gen 2 one, and compare it to the Series 5, you'll see that the Series 5 is in fact actually a better deal for you all round. You get it for cheaper, and as well as that, you get the extra display if you decide to for that cheaper price, and you get the always on display, and you get some other extras as well. So you do end up gaining a really good fitness tracker and smartwatch for that price. So again, really good entry into the smartwatch market with that one. Now the last item on this list is going to be in regards to probably Apple's best item since the iPhone, which is AirPods. Now I've chosen the Gen 3 AirPods, mainly because with those ones you end up at least gaining that overall better quality. They're a bit more expensive, so if you do want to spend less, then you can always go for the Gen 1s or Gen 2s. But if I was to recommend anything when it comes to the AirPods, it would be the AirPods Pros. You can currently only get the Gen 2 ones, so if you can get the Gen 1s for a good price, then I'd 100% recommend those. However, the Gen 2s are actually a really good pair of headphones. Now I would recommend this over the normal AirPods purely because of the noise cancelling capabilities on these, but also the rubber tipped ear tips, because they literally make so much of a difference when it comes to comfort overall across the board. I will never go back to using the normal plastic shards going in your ears. Personally, it isn't for me. I feel like I'm being hooked in for some reason. I don't like it, but all in all, that is the best budget entry into the Apple ecosystem, in my opinion anyway, currently. Yes, you can get even more budget, you can probably find even better deals all around. However, I would 100% recommend those as the 4 key pillars. You got your phone, your watch, your laptop, and headphones. So all in all, add those all together and you're basically looking at spending around £1,000 to £1,600, and you get 4 devices, all really powerful and great productivity tools. Now if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and do subscribe for more content. I upload tech and productivity related content. If you want to support the channel, like I said, leave a like and do subscribe. But if you want to support any further, then you can always go check out these wallets over on minimaldesigns.com, and that is designs with a Y instead of an I. Overall, these are great slimline wallets, leather, absolutely sublime. I love it. But overall, if you want to get those, go check it out over in the link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.